Hey, Texas Jeep Dad coming at you. Today I want to make a video on things you're going to need for off-road. I call it off-road gear. I'm out here on a rainy day watching flex, rocks, and rollovers, and I got to thinking, you know what? Maybe my viewers might appreciate what I've learned along the way, or things that you may need to take with you when you go doing some off-roading. I am no expert, so disclaimer. These aren't all the things that you would need, but at a minimum, I believe this is going to help you out when you get on the trail. So let's go ahead and get to it. Texas Jeep Dad. Before I get started on the off-road gear, I thought I'd show you my winch real quick. Just picked this one up. I took off the metal hook that came with it and went ahead and added the soft shackle. The OGs say it's a lot safer than having that metal flying at you, so I'll take their word on it. Let's go ahead and look at my off-road gear. All right, believe it or not, all my recovery gear is in this tote. So let's go ahead and open it up and take a look at what we got. This is everything I keep in that tote, believe it or not, that goes under my winch gear category. So we already saw my winch, and I have the soft shackle attached to the winch line already. So this is everything else that's in my box that I take with me on the trail that I think I need if I might have to pull cable. First thing, good set of gloves. Leather gloves are always recommended. Keep your hands safe. I like to have lots of soft shackles. You never know how many you're going to need. You might have to loan some out, help some people. I went ahead and picked up these King Pro pulley blocks for my soft shackles. I recently used one this last weekend to do a double line pull, and it worked out super cool. So I recommend soft shackles and at least one pulley block. I went ahead and got a snatch block as well. So I have not used this piece of equipment yet, but I do know it's important, and a lot of other people use those when they're out doing recovery. So I have the snatch block. Also very important is a tree saver strap. I have not used this yet. I've been pretty close to what I've needed to pull, but if I need to pull cable, if I'm by myself, this can go around a tree, go around rocks, anything else. If you need to extend the length of your cable, you know, the tree saver strap can add some extra length. So along those same lines, I also carry toe straps and kinetic energy straps. So here's my kinetic energy strap, the 20-footer by 7/8. And then I've got a regular toe strap that I use as well out on the trail. I almost forgot here in my winch gear category. We have the winch dampener, or the winch line blanket. And you put this over the winch line and then close it. It velcros in case you had a catastrophic situation with the winch line. This will keep it from flying everywhere. So very inexpensive, but very important. And I forgot I have a remote control for my winch, so got to bring the remote. And then I also have the wire to hardwire it in case the remote dies. So, okay, so the next category we have, I call tire gear. So these are the things that I've accumulated along the way that are associated with my tires. So the first thing, if you're going to be out on the trail and you're going to air down, you need to be able to air back up. So if you don't have onboard air, I recommend a decent compressor. And to air down on the trails, it is way too much a pain in the butt just to sit there and shh. So I don't recommend doing that. Get yourself a decent set of tire deflators. So these ones are made by Ston, but a bunch of companies make them, or several companies do. Basically, you screw it onto the valve stem, and it will deflate the tires to the PSI, either preset on your deflators or whatever you set it at. Next thing, recommend is a nice tire gauge. I got one that's actually, I can use at nighttime. It's backlit, so something like that might help. And I'll leave all this stuff in the comments section, so if you decide you want to pick up any of this stuff, you'll at least have an idea what to start looking at, or what it's called, what it costs, and so forth. So the next thing, If you're going to be working with your wheels, you might have to change a tire. Make sure if you've got any kind of locks on your wheels, get that. And get that little star tool to take your spare tire down if you're carrying it on the underneath of the bed. And again, if you're going to need this, make sure you have the OEM tools that you can put together so you can reach in far enough to let down that spare tire. Okay, so you got the tire down. How are you going to get it out? I went ahead and picked up a secondary jack. I got a cradle that goes on here as well that helps to hold it stable. I've also got some rubber pucks that I can put on there in case I'm lifting somewhere more delicate. But again, I recommend a nice jack. And also, I don't have it listed here, but put a board underneath that jack to give it support. So when you're raising it up, it's not, if it's off level or in some, sketchy dirt or whatever, just keep it level, keep it safe. Put you a board like a 2x6. I recommend is going to be a tire plug kit. So I hope I never have to use this plug kit, but just in case, I've got the plug kit with me with my kit. This stuff is all great, but if you don't have a full-size spare, you might want to consider that. You need to have the same size spare as you're running on your rig, just in case you have an issue way out in the trail. You don't want to be running different size tires on these vehicles. So this is everything under my tire gear category. In the home stretch, last category is next. Okay, we've moved on to the final category that's simply called tools. So this is my catch-all of everything else that I throw inside this bin, believe it or not, that I take with me every time I go wheeling. So the first thing I'd like to say is a first aid kit. Anytime anybody gets hurt, you can be the first guy to save the day or maybe save yourself. Nextly, if I'm going to be taking any wheels off or doing any kind of work like that, I just go ahead and bring my impact with me. I'm too old for that crap. I just want to make it easy. So I have it for me. I've also let other people use it. It's just been very helpful to have. Good, useful tool. Next thing, I like to bring paper towels, maybe some rubber gloves, and trash bags. You never know what you're going to encounter on the trail. You may have an issue on the trail. These things may come in handy. So first aid kit, paper towels, gloves, and a trash bag could help you out. So, okay, back to the tools. So again, we have the impact. I like to bring some ratchet straps or strap ties. I like to use cable ties as well. Bring those on the trail. And duct tape. So those kind of all work well together. You might have to pull something together just to make it work, jerry rig it, whatever you got to do to get off the trail and have fun and make it home, bring it. I also like to have a shovel. Never needed it yet, but I envision a time where I'm out there and I've got to dig or do something. So anyways, I've got a compact shovel that I take with me. So I think that's a useful tool. And I have a fire starter kit. I don't know, back of my head, I feel like I might be stuck somewhere and none of this is going to help me and I need to start a fire to stay warm. Probably never going to happen, but I've got the fire kit just in case. All right, and I also keep kind of a miscellaneous bag here, just a little catch-all bag with all the little things that kind of go with this, little accessories. And finally, or not finally, second to last, BFH. Sometimes you just need a hammer. So make sure you got a BFH in your toolkit. And lastly, this has been kind of a fun little journey. So this is my tool bag. So you're like, yeah, tools. He hasn't talked about tools yet. So these are the tools. I have a huge tool chest. I have kits with tools. Sometimes you just need to bring the bare minimum. You don't want to bring your whole garage. So I bought this roll-up toolkit, and right now this is what I'm using. So let me undo it, and I can kind of show you what's going on. These are my tools. So how do you know what tools to bring? That's going to be a personal choice. But what I did about 2 years ago, maybe 18 months ago, when I started doing my own work on my vehicle exclusively pretty much, is every time I grabbed a tool out of my tool chest, I put a little piece of painter's tape on it. Usually it was blue, sometimes green. So as you go through, you can see all these tools have tape on them. So box-in wrenches, I've got vice grips, channel locks, just whatever I need. And I put a piece of tape on there. So now I know really quickly when I run to my tool chest, I can just grab everything with blue, shove it in my rolling tool bag, and head out. So each time I grab a new tool and it's not taped, I go ahead and tape it. So now I know what tools, at a minimum, I should probably take with me on the trail because I've already done repairs with those tools. There it is. Here's all the stuff I take when I go off-roading. This is my off-road gear. Winch supplies, tire gear, and tools. Let me know what you think. Is it too much? What am I missing in my gear? What else would you add to this kit that I don't already have? Okay, well, this is all my stuff. I'm looking forward to hearing some feedback from you guys. Hopefully y'all maybe reinforced, okay, yeah, I'm already carrying the right gear. I'm good to go. Or, you know what, let me add this, or think about adding that. Or, you know, Texas Jeep Dad, you really don't need this piece of gear. Let me tell you what you should have bought. So I appreciate you guys taking time out of your day. Please think about liking it and subscribing if you haven't done so already. And have a wonderful day.